Hello, you are here with CSW and this is CSW TV. As I mentioned in episode 5, I'm going to be doing one video per class. These videos don't really count as an episode, they're more like an aside, if you will. So, without further ado, I'm going to be starting with Splendor, because, well, I main Splendor. As far as combos go, Splendors are a relatively simple class. There really is only one viable combo that we know of, and that is this. Lower cripple into black hole. That is literally it. Simple, right? Wait, this doesn't look anything like the combo I was showing you in my other videos. Well, you're right. That's because I did not use animation cancelling. I will cover that version in another video, so for now, let's examine some common skills that Splendors use. Splendors are one of the most popular class for tournaments in China, so their skill sets have been examined repeatedly and withstood the test of time. To this day, nearly everyone agrees that the first 7 skills you should use for Splendors are Phoenix Spray, Lower Cripple, Black Hole, Shadow Stab, Node Lock, Hostile Grab, Down and Die. Now, instead of having me just tell you what skills to use, let me tell you what the skills do first. Phoenix Spray recently undergone some changes. Previously, animation cancelling this skill allows you to land acupuncture before most people can react, making the skill extremely powerful. With the latest expansion, this skill can no longer be cancelled. However, this skill is still useful today as either a gap closer or a defensive interrupt. Lower Cripple is the skill that you chain acupuncture into. This skill does a hard throw and allows you to begin your combo. Black Hole is primarily for damage after you use Lower Cripple. However, both Lower Cripple and Black Hole can also be used defensively as they make you airborne while casting. Shadow Stab primarily is for gap closing. It also has the ability to block break your opponent. Node Lock lands the acupuncture status effect, so it's your primary means of flaw exposing your opponent in order to go into a combo. Hostile Grab and Down and Die are both grabs. Hostile Grab is extremely fast, making it good for both catching your opponent offensively and stopping your opponent defensively. Down and Die is a bit slower, but its range allows you to catch opponents during recovery. Proper usage of these grabs is what allows you to land no lock a lot easier. Now, once you hit level 60, you will unlock an 8th skill slot. The use of the 8th skill slot isn't as set in stone as the other 7, but most people perform Storm Charge. This skill is basically another gap closer, so instead of Lower Cripple into Black Hole, you can do Lower Cripple into Storm Charge if your Black Hole is on cooldown. This skill can also be chained with Hostile Grab to prevent opponents from recovering from it. Alternatively, you can also go with Frost Nova for extra damage. Similarly, instead of doing Lower Cripple into Black Hole, you can do Lower Cripple into Frost Nova. This skill also induces a noticeable amount of vulnerability. Aside from that, however, this skill is a bit more limited than Storm Charge in usage. Finally, the last option I've seen people go for is Blade Tornado. This is a ranged skill with good damage. It denies your opponent's meditate, but most I've seen it do is to just deal more damage. So with that said, I just added in a whole bunch of concepts that I haven't explained yet. So I want you to keep these concepts in mind for now, and they will all be explained in due time. So if you like this video, then be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos.